had one daughter, a lovely young princess. He decided to throw her a feast for her 10th birthday. It was a wonderful feast. He invited all the good fairies from the surrounding woodlands. Each good fairy cast a different spell on the lovely young princess. One spell made her sweet. Another spell made her smart. And another spell made her pretty. But there was one particular fairy, a wicked fairy, who had not been invited to the feast. The wicked fairy grew angry and cast a curse on the princess.
Your manners will be frightened. Yes,
The king was horrified. He immediately issued a proclamation to try to keep the curse against his daughter from coming true.
All spooks throughout the kingdom must be destroyed. Citizens of the land, gather up any and all bowls. Take them to the royal dump immediately. From this point forward, soup is outlawed in my kingdom. No more clam chowder and no more chicken and stars. But from this point forward, there's to be no more soup.
A few years later, the princess had her 16th birthday. The king arranged a huge feast. Prince Charming from a neighborhood land was to be the guest of honor. He was famous the whole world over for his fine breeding. The king even hired a new cook for the occasion.
Prince Charming!
I would like to say a few words to the lovely princess. If our manners are anything like my manners and her parent, I'm sure we will get along quite splendidly.
The king was horrified. The waiters began to serve the meal. To the king's horror, they set down bowls of soup. The king had completely forgotten to tell the new cook that soup was forbidden throughout the land.
I've never tasted such a delight before. What is this fine food?
Why, it's soup, of course.
Oh no, it's soup!
It's delicious. I've never tasted anything so delicious.
Well, I never. I believe I must be going at once. I have a previous engagement that completely slipped my mind. King, thank you for a most charming evening. Your daughter is a most interesting young lady.
The king was furious the feast had gone so badly. The great fairy's curse had taken hold. Slurping Beauty had scared off Prince Charming with her terrible manners. Sure, Prince Charming was some of a snob. But what about the next young man who came to dinner? What if Slurping Beauty scared him off too? The king decided at once he would fire the new cook. But Slurping Beauty begged him not to. Until now, she never tasted soup, and she loved it.
Please, Daddy, don't fire the cook. Have to make more soup. I love it. The king could not deny his daughter, and so began a period of Slurping Beauty, trying all the different soups she missed throughout her childhood. Split night after night, meal after meal, she tried different soups. Split pea, chicken noodle, beef and barley. She loved them all, and she slurped them all up. The old king was terribly upset. If his daughter kept behaving this way, she might never find a husband. And so it happened that another prince was passing through the land. The king had no choice but to invite Prince Alarming to dinner. Soup was served as usual. The king expected it's going to be a very embarrassing evening.
Prince Alarming!
The princess began to laugh. Then Prince Charming began to laugh. He had a goofy, high-pitched laugh that sounded like this.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Let it through. Let it alone. Let it alone.
Slurping Beauty laughed so hard that soup came out her nose. That made Prince Charming laugh even harder. Slurping Beauty didn't mind Prince Alarming's goofy laugh. In fact, she thought it was cute. Prince Alarming didn't mind the way Slurping Beauty ate her soup. She has a healthy appetite, he would say, always with a hearty laugh. The two rather enjoyed one another's funny habits. They fell in love and lived happily ever after. The end.
Great job! All right. Thank you, parents, for letting me teach your children. If you are here, you can sign your child out. I think Miss Tebow has a thing, but if you'd like to take pictures, if